took the skeleton out?
Cheers, y'all.
And why you just took the skeleton out, Daddy? Are you kidding me?
All right, yo, what's up, motherfuckers? Triple B's is back again. And in this live video, man, I got Halloween franchise movie rankings, all 13 films. And we're going to do this shit right now, man. Let me fix my camera. Let me get it up there so y'all can see me and make sure this is right. Yo, what's going down? Halloween was yesterday. I hope y'all had a damn good time. Let me get that back a little bit. So, all right. So, y'all welcome to November 1st. I've been under the weather. I really wanted to do this video yesterday, but my voice and my throat just couldn't do it. I did put a Halloween ranking up on my channel just about a week, 2 weeks ago. But my channel got copyrighted. Not because of that video, but some of the other videos I put out from the new Halloween movie Ends. So, going from there, you know, I'm not going to get a lot of recommendations that I was getting before until the strike goes away. And I got to play nice with the YouTube algorithm. So that I don't get strike 2 more times and then my channel gets shut down for good. So, I hope you all can hear me all right. If you're watching this on the rewind, thank you for coming live and you come and go. That's awesome. But let's get right into the Halloween franchise movie rankings right now. So, coming in at number 13, we are going to have Resurrection. And what else can you say about this movie? I watched a little bit of it over this Halloween weekend. I know Halloween was on Monday, but it was kind of as bad as I remember it was. It did not look very good. I kind of understand where they were going from. It was kind of where everybody had it wasn't really smartphones, but everybody was doing their own filming and making these found footage movie because we had such success from the Blair Witch Project. And so they kind of wanted to capitalize that with Scream. So if you look at it, you're going to have Scream and Blair Witch merged into, and you get Halloween Resurrection. And then how they treated, you know, Myers in this movie is unforgettable. You can never, you know, treat the movie's icon, your horror franchise movie's icon, on, you know, just throw them away. You know, it's like they treat him like shit. Like they make fun of him. You don't make fun of fucking Michael Myers. What's wrong with you? But that's Resurrection. That's number 13 on the list. All right, y'all. So let me look over here real quick and see what is going down. All right. So, yeah, let that cat out of here. So, coming in at number 12, we got Halloween H2O. And, hey, I like all these movies from here on down. So, this is my opinion. And it's just my opinion on what I think is rewatchable and entertaining to watch. So, pretty much the top, 7 of these movies will fluctuate from year to year and time to time. Hell, like I said, I just did a ranking video 2 weeks ago, and now this one, the rankings already kind of jumbled just a little bit. So I got at number 12, we got H2O, and this is 20 years later from the original, and they're going to bypass the Thorn trilogy, which we'll get into that later. They're going to use 1 and 2 and then Resurrection. So this will be part 3 of this timeline. And I'm sorry, Resurrection would have been 4. H2O is part 3 of this timeline. And we get a pretty damn good movie. The movie was fucking all over the place with the mask, though. That's what really bothered me. It was, you had a CGI mask, you had this mask, and you had that mask. Make up your mind. You kind of, again, we're kind of like going off the Scream, method. Get these younger teenager kids. I guess, maybe Halloween originally started with that, with the teenage characters, the babysitter and whatnot. And then Michael goes after the babysitter. But in H2O's, we're going to, it's a pretty fast movie. That's one thing I do like about it. It's probably about 90 minutes long, and it goes by really fast. The beginning scene is pretty cool with, the nurse Chambers going to her house, and then how they explain how Dr. Loomis died. They did all this really fast. It was pretty interesting, but the off-screen kills was pretty not good at the beginning part. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, gets a hockey skate right to the face, but they don't show it. I think the other kid dies. They don't show it. And then they're going to go and move the whole atmosphere to California, and it's not, this small Illinois town. They don't really capture the essence of the fall time, and so that's kind of the reason why it's up there on my list at number 12, Halloween H2 number 12. And the ending, where, okay, so the last part of the movie is pretty good, but see, what I didn't like about Michael Myers in this is that how freaking small and tiny he was. He was just like, he seemed way too small. Even you could say in Rob Zombie's movie he was too tall, but it was like, I don't know, this didn't like really feel like Michael Myers to me. And so how that movie ends was pretty good with Laurie taking hey, what are you doing down there? You're bouncing the camera all off the place. That thing's dead. Get out of here. Alright, that was my little one, and she just made it on the video. So H2O, the ending with Laurie chopping off his head, pinning him up against a tree after, the van collapsed him and he's reaching out the hand, and she chops off his head. Boom. Do. It was pretty good ending. But again, to you Michael Myers fans, you're like, no, you can't kill Michael Myers. All right. So, coming in at number 11, we're going to have Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. That one right there, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, is number 11 on the list. And, it's not a bad movie. There's some, really cheesy parts in it with the cops in it and the music, but how they killed Rachel off way too soon was a mistake. I think everybody thinks that, but it was pretty much a mistake. They shouldn't have just offed her off like that. And when they did, kind of knew Tina was going to become the new character. Danielle Harris, Jamie, she does this great performance where she can't speak and she's a mute, but she's trying to fucking talk. And Dr. Loomis is really obsessed in this movie. Loomis is going crazy in this one, and we gotta love it. You gotta love Dr. Pleasant's portrayal of Dr. Loomis from each movie, how he progresses. And even though The Revenge of Michael Myers is number 11, sorry my throat, but I had to do this live. I had to get this thing over with because being sick sucks. Cookie woman, what that, I mean, because the Halloween Marathon was on AMC yesterday all day, and they played some of these movies and kind of threw them on, watched them here and there. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this, I remember that. And Michael, the boyfriend of Tina, is such a fucking asshole. With him in his fucking car, it's so fucking kind of funny and comical. They did film a lot of those scenes here in Utah where I live, so that's pretty cool. I've actually seen the Benson Drug down in Midvale. Used to live right by there. Name drop. But y'all fucking it's like daytime and old dude's like, hey, you gonna come get the beer? Come out back. He pulls out back, all of a sudden it's dark time. The movies, the editing and the timing was all fucked up. The Man in Black, okay, they showed the Man in Black a few times. He's fucking smoking fucking burning one down, fucking every time you see him, then he's there. He sees this, he sees that. It's kind of all over the place. And then, the ending of the movie is what, they lock him in the jail cell with his mask on. At the producer's cut of Halloween 6, they kind of show an alternative ending of that. But still, that's why it's number fucking 11 on the list. So, all right, y'all, man. Coming in at number 10. We're at number 10. And we're going to have Halloween 2018. And y'all know this one was, it grossed a lot of money in the movie theaters. And I like it a lot more after the whole trilogy came out. When I first saw this movie in the movie theater, I was like, fucking loved it. And then I watched it another time in the movie theater, and I was just like, okay, I guess they threw too much of all the other movies into it. It's a good movie, though, and I'm not going to talk about 2018 too much, but I do enjoy this movie, and I'm so glad that it came in 2018 in our lifetime, and we got to see Michael Myers on screen. In this movie, it's Michael and Laurie, they come together again because the doctor is so obsessed with trying to bring them back together, thinking to see why Michael killed. And Michael is not related to Laurie in this movie, so they had to find a way to get them together, and they used Dr. Fontaine to do that plot to get them together, and that's what it was. And then he ends up, I think at one point, like, he grabs her, or he grabs Allison, and he fucking smells her, and he's like, oh, you smell like that fucking babysitter I tried to kill in 78, but I didn't get away. Pretty good movie. Yeah, definitely goes with, it's not a trilogy, the new one that they say is a trilogy. This is part 2, 1978, and then 2018, and then Kills is the trilogy. So, a good second part of that trilogy, and this is a different storyline. So now we got the original storyline with Halloween 1, and then it jumps to H2O, then Resurrection, and then now we got Halloween 1, and then 2018. Okay, there's fucking, we're on 2 timelines right there. Okay, so coming in at number 9, dude, we're number 9, and I hope you all got a beer for this. I hope you're listening to this on the rewind. We got Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. And this is definitely a movie I really do enjoy. The first bit of it, when Michael was young, they had a really good thing going on, but they went a couple different directions, or the scenes were a little too long. They maybe should have cut out a little bit of that, and it would have made it better, because I don't think we were introduced to adult Laurie till about like 35 minutes into the movie or something like that. And I think that's a little bit too long when you're trying to focus on, a main character. They kind of, beginning part, they really focus on Michael. And so, but after you get past that 35-minute part, you're going to get, Laurie with her friends. It's almost, it's not an exact, but it's really the same storyline of 1978, the original. And Rob Zombie will play with these characters in these scenes, and he will almost shoot the same scenes with different dialogue, upgraded dialogue from the 78 to Rob Zombie's dialogue, which isn't that bad in this one. We got returning character from the Thorn trilogy, Jamie Lloyd, played by Danielle Harris. She returns to the franchise in this. And when I saw her on the big screen, like, big old smile went on my face and my heart felt really good. It was so awesome to see Danielle Harris back in the Halloween movie franchise. And the chase scene at the end of this movie is so good. I really, really enjoy it. It's long, which it should be, and it definitely it holds its own to this day. That's why Halloween Rob Zombie's number 1 is number 9 out of 13. And so let's get into the number 8, top 8, I guess you can say. And we're going to have John Carpenter's Halloween 2. And, this movie is a continuation from the first one, and it's pretty much the same night. And Laurie's getting taken to the hospital, and she is, had some surgery done on her hand by a drunk doctor. You got some horny nurses, guy nurses, you know what I'm talking about. And then Michael Myers show up, and they do a little bit more gore in this one than the first one. The first one was really built on suspense, and that music, not a lot of blood. But when it happened, it was scary. This one, they went a different, more route. I don't think John Carpenter really cared the way that they went. Obviously, he didn't direct it, but he wrote it. So it's pretty cool, that we got it. It was a cash grab. The fucking ending is awesome, though, where Michael Myers is trapped in a room, and Loomis sets on all this nitrous gas, tells Laurie to get out, go now, and then she fucking takes off, and boom, he lights up, he sacrifices himself to kill the evil, and the whole fucking room blows up, and then Michael's walking out, burnt up, Laurie's sitting there, fucking curled up in a fetal position, fucking Michael falls, burns up, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. And that's the end of Michael Myers, and he never should have came back out. That was it. It was done. But the fans were hooked. We want more Michael Myers, they say. So, then what do we do? Where we go? Where are we going from there? We're at number 9, Rob Zombie's Halloween. Number 8, Halloween 2 from John Carpenter. And then next at number 7, we got Halloween Ends, y'all. So the newest movie makes it right in the middle of my ranking. It is the end of the Blumhouse 3-parter, that 3 movies. I'm not going to say they had a trilogy because it fucking wasn't. What we had was 1978 was number 1, 2018 was number 2, and then Halloween Ends was number 4. Halloween Kills was the 3rd-parter. So we got the 3-part trilogy, and then we got their own movie. So it's like, okay, you can make this movie and that movie, and then the 3rd movie, fucking free reign. Do what you want. If it's good, maybe you get more. I don't know. But it seems like they ripped the fucking contract after the 3rd movie and said no more. You don't get Michael Myers anymore. Michael Myers really wasn't in Halloween Ends, but overall, I think it was a really good movie. It was an anthology movie, just like Season of the Witch, Part 3 from John Carpenter. You can say the original. But, I've talked so much about Halloween Ends. I just, either you like the Corey character, you kind of liked which way they were going, or you don't, or maybe you're in between. They said they were going to make it a love story, and then him and Allison were going to be pretty much, you know, the main focal characters of it. And then you can see how Corey was drifting into darkness because of the way he was treated after he killed Jonathan. Oh no, nope, it was the kid. I don't think it was Jonathan. But so when he didn't kill him, when he accidentally hit him with the door and he fell down, you know, the town treated him like, you know, he was the babysitter killer. And when Michael and him touch hands and Michael grabs them and they look in each other's eyes, does Michael actually see the tragedy, the blackness in Corey and lets him go? Or does the evil from Michael sees the evil potential in Corey and then transfers the evil over? Because then now we got Corey automatically killing the homeless guy right when he fucking walks out of the tunnel system. Automatically. And then he even tells Allison, I killed someone. And then like there's like no, she doesn't even respond to it. She's just like, whatever. So maybe Allison is so in love with this guy. I don't know. You see Corey killing the doctor and the nurse. You see him killing the doctor. And it's pretty fucking brutal. And like after watching the movie, you know, like fucking 5 times. I haven't watched it 6 times yet, but I've watched it 5. And you really see him in the balcony when she opens up the door by the pool. He's just fucking going to fucking town. He probably stabs that doctor over 100 times. And you don't see it until she turns on the light. And then like he like looks and like the doctor has the bag over his head. And it's just, that's fucking brutal. And then the nurse fucking runs back inside and slams the glass door. And then Michael's inside. And Michael grabs her and stabs her. And then fucking Corey's watching them. So they're like tag teaming, you know, people out in Haddonfield. So was Michael even there? Or did Corey do all this and imagine himself as Michael? I don't know, dude. That movie has so much. And that's the problem with it. And like I've even listened to a lot of interviews and even interviews with the writer of the movie, and there was just so much stuff that they were just throwing out there. Let's do this and make every scenario. If you throw this scene in, what does that scenario mean to the viewer, really? And so every scene like could mean 3 different things. And so by the time you're over with it, because then Corey just like stabs himself right in the fucking jugular with the fucking knife. And they're like, what did all that fucking mean? All the way up to the point where he fucking stabs himself in the fucking neck. What was all that for? You're trying to make a love story, a tragedy, Romeo and Juliet, but fucking Allison's like, fuck you, like, I'm with fucking, grandma. And they fucking, we're killing Michael Myers. Where was Corey after that? They fucking dropped the ball on the ending. They should have just left all the Michael Myers part out. And it would have been a lot better. Because we grow with this character, Corey, and we're following him all the way just for him to stab himself in the neck. That's why it's number 7 on my list. It was pretty good. There's so much to talk about it. But golly, what the fuck, man. I do like the movie, though. But it did freaking draw some questions. Whew. All right, man. So what were we at? We were at number 7. We're going on number 6. 6 times. My throat, man. Halloween 3. Season of the Witch. So we're going to go ahead and roll through this one a little bit faster. Season of the Witch was pretty good. It was the original anthology film. This is kind of what Halloween Ends try to do. But they wanted to throw a little bit of Michael Myers' essence evil into the movie. And that's what we got. This one, they did not throw any of Michael Myers' essence of evil into it. They just fucking went, this is an anthology film. We're going to have Cochran, Reverend Cochran, Dr. Cochran fucking in it. Fucking, he's going to be the main guy. it's a very enjoyable movie. Definitely, they can keep on going this route with the anthology film, but I don't know exactly uh, their marketing plan back in 1982. So, real quick, 1978, the original came out, and it was a smash hit. It wasn't a smash hit. It took about 8 months for it to fucking become word of mouth, and then theaters started picking it up. So it wasn't like today where there's instant revenue, instant fucking money that fucking weekend. It took 8 months to 9 months for that movie to actually grow a cult following, and then it got put into more movie theaters, and then that's how it was able to make as much money as it made, and that's how popular it is. And then so they hurried up, but they waited a couple years, because in 1981 that's when they came out with Halloween 2. And so right after Halloween 2, Halloween 3 came out in 1983. So back to back years. So we're going to talk about this back to back years movies later on in the trilogy or in the rankings. So Halloween 3 is actually going to be its own timeline. So there is no more timelines. We've already discussed the Thorn trilogy or the Thorn timeline. And then we got the original with H2O and Resurrection. That was its own timeline. And then, so that was 2. And then now we got the original. And then we got Halloween 2018. So that's its own timeline. So now coming in at number 5 on the Halloween movie ranking list. Speaking of that 2018 trilogy, we got Halloween Ends. And this is a straight up slasher film with Michael Myers being everything that a Michael Myers fan would want. Where he is just going ape shit. He's just killing everybody, doing what he wants. It's straight up Michael Myers movie. I do love, and so like after watching the Halloween Ends, I love Kills even more, because this was the final evil Michael Myers we got. This was it. He wasn't really in the last one. So this is what we get with Michael Myers, and this is what we get with how brutal he can actually be, and with maybe him coming back to life after all the people beat the fuck out of him at the end, and he's just like, no, I'm not done. And he kills everybody. He fucking disappears. He goes back to his house. He's looking out his mirror. Allison's there. He kills, not Allison, Karen. Karen's there, and he kills Karen, and then he's just gone. And like how they end this movie, it's like Lori, I don't know, I guess it probably was an alternative scene, but she picks up the phone to call Michael Myers, or call Karen, and she hears Michael Myers breathing, and then she knows. And then even in the theatrical cut, you see her like walking out of the hospital, or walking through the hospital halls with the knife, the bloody knife. And so with them fucking saying that Ends was going to be a love story all along, then why did they put that scene in there? Then why would they, like, they had a different fucking story, and they went a different route. I guarantee it. And I would like to know the actual story of Ends and what they were really going to do with it, instead of making the love story that they wanted, that they did eventually. But fucking Michael Myers is awesome in this movie. Like, straight up. He is so good. So, with Halloween Kills, it's number 5. So, we're getting right down to it. We're at number 4. And that's going to be the return of Michael Myers. Definitely. Oh, man. I love this movie. Like it. It was on TV. And this is one of the ones that I almost watched all the way through. And I'm watching Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. Uh, they're doing everything right. The suspense is right. The character building's awesome. So the chemistry between Rachel and Jamie is off the chart. Uh, Daniel Harris's performance as this little kid actor in this was so good. Um, and then her with Rachel and them just like bonding. It was amazing. And then the end where they get locked in the house and they don't realize that Michael Myers is in the house after they lock him down. Pretty good. Brady, stands up for himself. Cops do it by the book. Girl is amazing. Uh, they should have showed her fucking boobs in it. That if they did, I just got to be a scene out there where they cut that out because I think there was gonna be her fucking boobs on there, and that would have been very nice. But the end of this movie was was good. It really showed Michael Myers was relentless though. Like he got underneath the truck, he got on top of the truck, he gets fucking run over, he gets hit down, he goes down the mine, they fucking blow his ass up, they shoot him with a bunch of shotguns. Uh, and then you get that scene where the shock value ending of the movie where Jamie's finally home after this horrific Halloween night, come take a bath, and she puts on the clown mask with some scissors, and it looks like she stabs her stepmother, and then she comes around the corner holding the knife, wearing the mask, and you see Dr. Loomis going, no, 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 and he's going to shoot her. Yeah, I mean, fucking great. That's why fucking Halloween 4 is number 4 on the ranking. So, top 3 is my ranking. You guys, if you've been paying attention, you know what's been on it. So, it's all good, dude. Hate me all you want. I don't really care because you have your ranking and I do not hate you. So, everybody has their own ranking. So, we're going at number 3, top 3, y'all. Halloween 6. The Curse of Michael Myers. And I know this movie has a ton of flaws in it, but fucking what horror movie don't? And it just makes this movie so fucking cool. We had to wait 6 years for this movie to come out, and having to wait that long when you're like, 13 years old, that's like only a 13th of your life. So waiting 6 years is amazingly long. And we never thought that, I never thought he was coming back. I thought that was over. It was the end. I was so obsessed on The Man in Black because that's all I had. I mean, we had 4 and 5, 4 and 5. Well, what's going on with 6? What's going on with 6? What's going on with 6? And then we finally got a little TV spot. And it was like Halloween Part 666, The Witch of Michael Myers, or something like that. And then they changed it to The Curse of Michael Myers, and it finally came out, and went to the movie theater and absolutely loved it. Fucking got it right when it came out. I love it. I love the doctor scene where he's just going fucking crazy, ballistic. I'm like, finally, we get to see Michael Myers go crazy, with the spotlight going off, and he's just fucking doing his thing. It's kind of what we get in Halloween Kills. That's why Halloween Kills is so good, is because we almost get that scene throughout the whole movie. Michael just fucking reign and tear. But this is the last performance of Donald Pleasance we get as Dr. Loomis, and he died in post-production, and he was such a great character, and the producer's cut has a different ending into it, and kind of a little bit of different storyline, but the same. We get Paul Rudd in it as Tommy Doyle, which I think is excellent. Tommy Doyle. Kind of wish we had him back in the other ones, but I understand why he didn't come back in Kills, is because how his character kind of was portrayed. If Paul Rudd was Tommy Doyle in Kills, it would have been done a lot different. All right, so Halloween 6 was number 3. All right, man, you guys can turn this off now if you want. Because number 2 on my Halloween ranking list is the original Halloween 1978, written by John Carpenter, produced by Deborah Hill, and I've watched this movie twice in the last 2 days. I've probably seen this movie over 100 times, and it still holds up, and it's still great. I absolutely love this film. There's nothing wrong about it. Some of the pacing, maybe because I've seen it so many times, but absolutely gorgeous film. The score is awesome. This introduced Michael Myers and Laurie, and there's hardly any blood, a lot of suspense in it. The reason why it's number 2 on my list is I've seen it so many times, but I fucking love the original, and I will always go to this. And if somebody asks me, hey dude, I've never even seen a Halloween movie, what movie should I watch? I'm going to tell them to watch the original. I'm going to tell you watch 1 and 2 for sure, because that's where it all started. But my number one Halloween movie is Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie. The reason why I love this movie so much is because of the character development with Laurie in this. And that is played by Scout Taylor Compton. And so, I know y'all can turn this off, because I'm going to talk a little bit about Halloween 2. Halloween 2, why it's my number 1 Halloween movie. Finish it all. So you're going to have the aftermath of what happened on Rob Zombie's Halloween after the end of the chase scene where she shoots him, boom, right in the head, and blood goes everywhere. She takes off walking down the street, just fucking distraught, crying, blood all over her. She's holding the gun down, and she's just walking, going crazy. The rain's coming down. Cinematography is fucking amazing. Brad Dorp, Sheriff Brackett, pulls up to her, and he gets the gun from her, and then it goes right into the hospital scene, and the blood, the broken bones, just everything on it is like, ugh, like I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. It's so good. And then Michael Myers shows up and fucking does Michael Myers' thing, chases and Laurie. It's so fucking good. The rain in it is awesome. The music that's playing is like goes with the scene perfectly. And so like you're looking at the first like 15 minutes, I think it is, maybe with the credits, 17, is like, holy fuck, this is awesome. And then you find out it's a dream sequence. And she wakes up and it's a year later, but it's like 2 days before Halloween. So, you know, what the hell was that? That was so good. A lot of people say if they would have just stayed with that, then this movie would have been like good. But a lot of people give this movie a fuck you. And I say, hey, whatever. Eat your own, dude. But they jump into all the, you know, almost a year later, and she's traumatized by this. Still recovering. She's living with Sheriff Brackett and Annie, because Annie's his daughter. And Annie's played by Danielle Harris. And so she's back in another Halloween movie. She's got a scar down her face. When she, you know, she got attacked by Michael Myers in the first one. Thank God they didn't kill her in that one. And like even she's like kind of fucked up from this. Laurie's going a different route. She's going like F the world, which I can understand. A lot of people can't understand, you know. So, oh man, that's why it's so good. And then like she just ends up, you know, trying to get better. She's seeing a shrink, and she has some good friends around her. looks like she's gonna make it through, and then Dr. Loomis puts out a book and says that she didn't know this before, that Michael and them are brother and sister, and that kind of like pushes her over the edge. Maybe she's coming like Corey. You kind of look at that, and the Halloween ends. Maybe these characters are kind of the same, but Lori, after Halloween 4, Jamie, kills her mom or stabs her stepmom. It's like, you kind of look at the series, y'all can't fucking hate on it because fucking it's happened 3 times now, where somebody almost takes the essence of Michael Myers is fucking evil. And I didn't really think about that until now. Now, fucking Scout in Halloween 2 is like kind of taking over that role. But Michael Myers is still out there. They're seeing, the white horse, the white horse and stuff, it's just a little bit in the movie. It's not like the whole fucking plot of the movie. It is what it is. It's all right. It gives it a little bit more fucking depth to look into. Kind of like, okay, what's that? What's that mean? But it really tells you what it means at the end of the movie. When they're in the fucking shed and the cops are all around it, there's a helicopter fucking floating it, and the spotlight is going around, and Dr. Loomis breaks himself in there, and he sees Scout Lori just fucking holding her hands behind her, and nobody's holding her down, and Michael's just looking at her. And then you look at what Scout sees. She sees, her mother, and then little Michael. Well, little Michael's the one that's holding her down, and Michael Myers. But Loomis doesn't see that, so it's all in her head. Like she's fucking going crazy, or she's getting the essence of Michael Myers. She's getting that fucking evil. This is done right. This is how, if you want to transfer the evil to Michael Myers' siblings, it has to be a sibling. It can't be some random dude, but they cut out the siblings in the new Blumhouse fucking, can't say trilogy. They did it fucking right, in this. So that's how you do it. And then eventually they're in that shed, fucking Michael fucking breaks fucking Loomis out, fucking stabs him, kills him. Lori, what does Lori do? They shoot Michael Myers. They fucking shoot his ass. And then because there's 2 different cuts of it, and I'm thinking that like then Lori grabs the knife, and then before she like stabs Loomis, they like shoot her, and then it cuts the fucking song, and then she's in the fucking insane asylum, and it's this long tunnel shot where it's slowly getting to her, and then she has this slow ass smile, and she sees the white horse Michael and the little Michael. The end. Perfect fucking movie all the way around. That's why Halloween 2, Rob Zombie is number 1 on my list. That may never change. A lot of his movies, they're good. Some of them are bad. A lot of people hate them. But that one really does fucking work for me. And the Halloween atmosphere in that movie is great. The Halloween party is great. So, y'all fucking keep it horror. Keep it comics, and keep it fucking friendly out there. Don't be hating on anybody else's list. Just be glad that we all can make our own list and listen to people and disagree, agree, see what other people like in them and what they don't like in them. So, y'all, I'm out, and I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Watch it on a rewind. Hit that sub button. More fucking horror news coming out. We got Jason Voorhees coming out. We got Crystal Lake coming out soon. So what did I tell y'all? I told you we got some horror icons coming to the horror. Not the big screen, the small screen. We'll see what fucking happens. But laters.